Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of At the Table. So happy to have Rylie here with us today. Rylie is on our team at RG Decor, and we got to talking about what we might want to do for At the Table, and she came up with a great idea of doing deviled eggs. Something super simple, you can make it all your own, and so we don't even have a true recipe that we're going to follow today, but our goal is just to help you feel comfortable making deviled eggs, and we're going to show you a few different kinds. All right, to get started making the classic deviled eggs, first you need to boil your eggs. Pretty simple to just put them in a pot of water and bring them to a boil. You want to make sure that the water covers all the eggs and then just bring it to a boil. I usually do about 10 minutes. Is that about what you do?
Yeah, sometimes longer, and sometimes if you put salt in it, it helps to peel the eggs.
Oh, that's good.
So,
because that always
sprinkle
doesn't.
salt in the boiling water.
Okay, that's a good tip because it's pretty frustrating when you've got your eggs numbered and when you go to peel them, they don't peel very well. So boil them for about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and then go ahead and peel them. And then if you don't have time to get right to making the deviled eggs, go ahead and put them in the refrigerator. Actually, I think refrigerated eggs makes them do a little bit better.
Yeah.
They're just easier to handle. Yeah.
Sometimes when I take them out of the boiling water, I'll crack them and then I'll put them in cold water. And it's almost like if you put them in cold water directly after, it separates from the shell.
Oh, okay.
It's
That's a great
works
well. That's a great tip. So nothing too hard, but a few little tips can make it even easier. So what we're going to do, we have 3 different kinds of deviled eggs that we're going to make. And again, this is something that you can totally add or take out, just really to your taste, to your liking. So we're going to make the classic egg, and then we're going to do a deviled egg with dill pickle, which is your personal favorite. And then I like spicy things, so I'm going to do a spicy deviled egg. So let's get started with the classic. So once the eggs are all done and they're peeled, basically you just want to cut them in half long ways. And when you do, you want to use a sharp knife so that it'll be a nice clean cut. And then you just want to separate the yolk from the white and just put the yolks in a bowl, because that's what we're going to mix up and then refill the eggs with. So I'll go ahead. I'm just going to cut them in half, and I'll let you do all that so we're like not handling them so much. But it is pretty simple. And then when we get ready to mix everything up, we want to just use a fork and then break up the egg yolks. And then we're going to add some mayonnaise, some mustard, salt and pepper, and a little paprika on the top. And that is what your classic deviled egg is. So go ahead and mash that up. And again, I kind of just eye the salt and pepper. I don't measure it out, but just a pinch or two. And again, you might want to taste it to see how salty you want it just to begin with. So you don't necessarily want it completely mashed just real smooth. You kind of want some of those chunks, which actually makes it kind of good too. So have you been cooking a long time, Rylie?
Not a long time, but definitely since I moved out.
Oh, yep. Got to kind of fend for yourself, right? Good deal.
All right.
All righty.
So,
A little bit of salt, and or however. The mayonnaise is something that I love. Just the real mayonnaise is a great thing that's going to hold it all together. I have read that you can use plain Greek yogurt if you like. I haven't tried that, but if you don't particularly like mayonnaise, then that would be another option for you. I don't really think you can taste the mayonnaise that much. It's just something that gives it a little bit of texture to hold it all together, and of course it does make it really creamy too. So you want to make it enough to where you can actually put it back into the egg, so you don't want it to be too runny or too dry. So again, you just kind of eye that. One of the things I really like about cooking is you just kind of create your own recipes sometimes. And I remember my mom making these for every potluck dinner at church and for family functions, and they were always everybody's favorite. And she had just the best way of doing it. And so I learned from her, and just kind of eyeing it as you go. No particular measurements were needed.
kind of put it in and taste it, and then put a little more in and taste it.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Yep.
So that's looking great.
I actually like mine a little bit more yellow.
Yeah, I think color too. That's a good way to kind of eye that. And that's just regular table mustard. This, you can use stone ground if you're particularly liking that, but that's just the classic egg. It's just your basic mayonnaise, mustard, salt and pepper, and then a little paprika on the top. All righty. There we go.
You need to add more?
It's up to you,
Anything?
girl.
I would add more mustard.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
All right, I think that looks great. I think that looks really good. All right. Okay, Riley's making this really fancy. What we did was take a little baggie and putting the yolks that are all ready to put into the egg whites, and we're gonna just kind of, what do you call it when it's in a bag like this? I don't know. Putting it in through there, it makes it a little prettier and easier to do when you do that if you want to get kind of fancy. Otherwise, you can just use a little spoon and a knife and put and fill up the egg whites. Okay. All right, so there you go.
All right. So what's nice about the baggie is that it's not going to come out the top because you can seal it. So then you just push it all to the bottom. And then we cut a hole in the tip just to make them look a little fancier.
Well, that is like perfect. That's awesome. And it's just the right consistency that it is coming out of the bag, just really great. Not too much effort, and it's going to be enough to fill up each of the eggs just fine. That looks awesome. I love deviled eggs. They are just a great side dish for a barbecue. I mean, they're really good all year long. At Thanksgiving, we usually have deviled eggs, Christmas time. They're great snacks. You were even telling me that you've had deep fried deviled
I
eggs?
was down in Tennessee in Pigeon Forge, and they don't deep fry like the yolk part, but they deep fry the egg, the white egg, and then they put the yolk on top. It was very, very
So were
good.
they hot when you ate it? Okay. Very cool.
Yes, they were good.
That's awesome. I don't know too many people that don't like deviled eggs, so it's just a nice treat for whenever. And if you're kind of wanting a snack and you want to stay healthy, this is definitely a good route to go. Okay, so one of the things that, just even to make it look prettier, sprinkling a little paprika on the top. So I don't think paprika has too much flavor, but it just kind of gives it just a little bit of a look there if you're wanting that.
You have to pinch it.
Yeah, might have to pinch it. Perfect.
Sometimes things are just better done with by hand.
Absolutely. For sure. This is something to even do with your kids during the summer, just a great activity. And eggs are so easy to find. The farm fresh eggs, you can find them a lot of different places, and it's not a super expensive thing to have, and you usually have eggs at home, so it's just a great thing. If you're looking for something fun to do, deviled eggs might be one of those things. So this is the classic deviled egg. It looks great. Good job. And that took all of about, what, 5-6 minutes?
Yep.
Super great. Okay. All right. Let's go on to do the deviled eggs with the dill. All right, now we're ready for the next kind of deviled eggs. We're going to do the dill deviled egg. Say that 10 times fast. Dill deviled egg. And so we're just going to add some dill relish and some dill garnish on the top. And again, it's kind of the same sort of thing, isn't it? Just cutting them in half, separating the yolk from the white.
And some people like to use sweet relish instead.
I think we always use sweet relish, but it was, I like dill relish too. Kind of gives a little crunch, right? Just a little kick. Not spicy kick, but
They're
savory
definitely
kick.
a little more sour than the classic deviled egg. But
Yeah, really, really super simple.
I think my family's always used dill.
Oh,
But
have they?
we're big pickle lovers. So.
Oh, we are too. We love the famous Dave barbecue. They have some really great pickles that are kind of sweet, kind of spicy. They're just awesome.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's spicy
Yeah,
pickles too.
Yeah, they're all good. We're gonna do spicy deviled eggs next, so we'll definitely get that in. But so Rylie, you've been with us here at RG Decor for a few months now. How many? It's close. It hasn't been a year yet, but you came to us as an intern for a few months and just kind of did so many great things in the back end.
Operations and work in the warehouse for a little bit.
Yep. And now you're got a client base and people asking for you, and you're just doing a great job. And we really appreciate everything that you bring to the table at RG, and it's really fun to have her on our team.
So ready to get started out of college.
Yeah.
Glad you guys scooped me up for sure.
Well, you've been a blessing to us. And where did you go to college?
ISU down in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Got my bachelor's degree, and that took a while, but I made it through.
And good for the determination to get through, right?
Yes.
So,
It's definitely one of the hardest things I've done.
yeah. I think college has a lot to teach you. Not only are you working on your degree, but it also teaches you a lot of life lessons and determination and all those great things. So, very good. If you were to pick out a favorite kind of design, what would you say?
I really like the kind of boho, the kind of natural woods, the incorporating plants in your space. I like mixing wood and metal and the stone and just, I guess, kind of eclectic in a way too.
Yeah, yeah. Especially some of those pieces that might be sentimental and just being able to work those in. I know we've talked about how much we love jewelry and cameos, which you don't see too many cameo pieces of jewelry, but you have a couple and I have a couple, and it's just kind of fun to see that kind of traditional, but just some real sentimental things about some of those things. So it's always been fun to see how different people that you've worked with and their different style, and have you been able to bring it all together, and a lot of happy customers that work with Rylie. So you're doing a great job. So, alrighty, you've put in some dill relish. How much would you say you put in on, and this is for 6 eggs here. Actually, is that right? 8 eggs. So about how, and it's again just to taste and kind of see, but enough to, you can definitely see the pieces of the relish in there. It's not super, but again, it's just a taste and how you might want it.
Depends on how much crunch you want.
Let me hold that for you. Alrighty. This bag worked out great. I'm going to have to remember that. Pretty simple.
It's usually something you have laying around the house, because I know I use them to pack lunch every day.
Yep. And if you have kids, you always got them as well. They make great little ice packs too if you run out. If you have kids and you
like fill them with water.
You can, or just ice cubes and just a quick ice pack. Yeah. So, all right.
Just close that up. And do the same as before. Get a little messy. Oop, yeah, a little messy.
No problem.
So this consistency is a little bit more liquid just because of adding the dill. It makes it a little bit more runny, but still works out well in the bag.
One of the things about the deviled eggs, you do want to keep them in the refrigerator as much as possible. If you're taking them to a gathering or something, they can sit out a little while, and it's not going to be, they're not going to spoil real quick. But definitely as they refrigerate, they get a little bit more firm with the filling, and so then that makes it really nice to be able to just bite right into them. Very good. And it's just about right for the amount. So that's wonderful. And just if you want to do a little garnish on the top, you can do the paprika. We have some dried dill weed, and so just sprinkling that on the top just gives it that extra little flair. All right, so we've done the classic, we've done the dill, and now we're going to do the spicy deviled egg. So again, just cutting the eggs in half here. And you can make it as spicy as you want, or not spicy at all. But it's kind of nice if you're going to take these someplace or you're having people over to have a few different varieties. I think is always, variety is the spice of life, right? So I think doing that is just something fun to do. And really the sky's the limit as far as being creative as far as what you want to do. So we're going to, again, just mash up the egg yolks like we have done before, and then the mayonnaise. And then we're going to put in a little bit of chili sauce in that instead of mustard, and then just a little bit of an jalapeno pepper. I think these are pretty spicy, so just a touch of that will give it a little bit of heat. And cilantro is always good to put in things if you like cilantro. So Rylie, what are some of your hobbies that you like?
Man, that smells spicy.
It is. I hope my hands aren't on fire the rest of the day.
I know I enjoy being outside the most that I can. I know it's like 80 degrees out there right now, but
That's okay. Summer is here. Let's
Yeah.
enjoy.
I really enjoy kayaking and going fishing, and I even like camping. Not so much sleeping on the ground, but I do.
That's awesome.
And then we're gonna try and take my new little puppy camping and fishing.
Ah,
So that'll be an adventure. but
right. Yeah, you have a new little puppy. How old is she?
She's only 6 months old.
Okay, what kind? Tell
She's
us
an Australian Shepherd.
Okay.
So she's shedding right now as well.
Lovely. Oh, so what's her name?
Her name is Finley, which is actually my mom's maiden name.
Oh, well,
I
that's
thought it
kind
was
of cool.
Yep, super cute, and we call her Finn for short.
Oh, well, that is wonderful. It's always fun to have a new little puppy around, so very trying, I'm
Yep,
sure.
she keeps us on her toes.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So how big do you think she'll get? Or is she full grown now
I
at
don't
6
know,
months?
I kind of think she's done growing. I know
Okay.
we didn't really see her dad, but we saw the mom.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't very big, so I think she's about done.
Okay.
So she's about a medium-sized dog, I'd
Okay.
say.
40 pounds or so, would you say?
If that.
Okay.
I think her fur makes her look bigger than
Oh,
she
okay.
actually is.
Okay.
But
So have you taken her fishing? How has she done there?
she really likes to jump in the water.
Oh,
She likes to go swimming.
okay.
So.
That's cool. That's fun. That's fun. Well, fishing is one of those things that not too many people, especially girls, enjoy. So good for you, Rylie. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so we put in a little bit of chili sauce, the mayonnaise, just a little bit of jalapeno pepper, and now just a little bit of cilantro, I think would be nice. Yeah, just a little bit, and then we're gonna use some the cilantro to garnish the top, as well as just a little bit of radish to give it some additional color. Okay.
It's a little bit thicker this time.
Do you need a little more mayonnaise if it's a little thicker, or you think it's all good?
Yeah, I know with the other ones we use like relish and mustard, so that is another liquid, so it makes it a little bit more runny. But
Okay.
I didn't put. Should I put salt and pepper in there too, or just leave it?
Yeah, I would go ahead and at least salt,
A
I would think.
dash?
A dash would do it. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
That's great. I've even noticed in some restaurants they are serving deviled eggs as an appetizer.
Yeah.
So I do think deviled eggs are making a comeback, which is good to see.
I wonder where they came from.
I don't know.
If it's an American.
I don't know. I don't know. But I think
All
that's awesome to have them. And again, they're just really easy, and you can just make them how you want them.
They're
And
definitely one of the best cookout foods.
for
Who
sure,
doesn't have eggs in their house?
that is true.
Definitely smells spicy. Okay.
All righty. Okay. I'm loving the idea of the baggie getting the filling inside. That is just easy breezy. I have not done that before.
Definitely helps with the mess, because if you use a spoon, it's hard to...
That's how I've done it, and then it, yeah, you're exactly right. It doesn't look that great. All right, Rylie, you know, at the table, we always have to try what we've made. So, yay. No, it's good. I'm going to try the spicy. What are you going to go with?
I'm going to try the dill.
Okay,
I love
very
pickles.
good. I love spicy, so
Oh boy.
this is good. Cheers. Spot on. Delicious.
They're sour. For sure.
I could do more spice, actually. So there you have it, deviled eggs. We've enjoyed being at the table with you today for our classic, our spicy, and our dill deviled eggs.
Make sure to like this video and then comment below what your favorite deviled egg was. Why are you laughing? What happened?
So serious.
I was?
Let's try it again. Give us that smile.
It came out of nowhere. It was like,
And do it or else.
okay.
You sure you don't want me to say this?
So there you have it, deviled eggs. We love deviled eggs, and we've done the classic and the spicy and the dill.
Make sure to like our video and comment below what deviled egg was your favorite.
Beautiful.
Awesome.